Hey everyone, I'm Frida Polli. I'm the CEO and co-founder of pymetrics, and I'm here to tell you the 5 things that I wish someone had told me before I became a CEO. So very quickly, pymetrics is a software platform that uses cognitive neuroscience and AI to help companies hire in a more predictive and diverse way. I think the first thing I wish someone had told me is that being the CEO of an early stage startup is a constant ride of uncertainty. You basically have to get used to the fact that you don't really know what you're doing, no one else around you knows what they're doing, and you come from a world probably where you were pretty good at your job and people gave you constant feedback that you were doing a good job, and then all of a sudden you're cast into a world where honestly you just have to deal with the fact that every day is a new challenge. You have no prior experience in knowing how to deal with that challenge, and you figure it out, and the next day is going to be doing that all over again. So just get used to uncertainty, and I would say start to like it, because it's going to be a constant part of your job. I think the second thing related to that is you have to get really used to cycles of exploration and then focus. So I think a lot of what you do as a CEO is understanding the situation better, and the situation again is constantly changing, so you need to do a lot of exploration. But then once that's done and you can't take too long doing it, you really have to focus and execute, and you have to do that until something else changes. So it's this constant iterative cycle of exploring and then really focusing and doing what you set your mind to doing, and knowing when to start that cycle all over again. I think the third thing that I would say that I wish someone had told me is one of the most critical elements to having a successful business, I think, is having a really diverse team. And I think in life in general, we tend to gravitate towards people that are like us, think like us, talk like us, have similar backgrounds, but I think that that's actually not necessarily the right thing for an early stage team or even a later stage team, because I think you get so much out of it when the people you're surrounded by have very different opinions, different world experiences, different skill sets, and while that sounds amazing, it also means that you're constantly dealing with people that don't think like you, don't act like you, don't communicate like you, and so that can make for some challenges, but I absolutely 100% think that it's the right way to go, even though it can make you uncomfortable at times. So that would be number 3. I think number 4 is your job as an early stage CEO, and possibly as a later stage CEO, is always changing. So when you think okay, I'm getting pretty good at this new job of mine, my new job is to focus on only the important things and screen out everything else, or my new job is to become the chief communicator in the company, or whatever it is you figured out your new job is, it'll probably change again. So I think that just understanding that there is no one thing that you need to be good at as a CEO, it's like an ever-evolving panoply of things that you need to really pick from, and just realizing that you have to constantly monitor the situation and think to yourself, am I doing the most high value activity for my company right now? And then I think last but not least, kind of goes along with other things I've said, is you have to realize you're not an expert. Again, you may have come from a field, I came from science, I was used to not only being an expert, but people expecting me to be the expert. And I went from that to, again, not knowing what I was doing and really having to accept the fact that in many different parts of the company, I had no background, and if I pretended to be the expert and know what I was doing, that would put me in a much worse situation than admitting that I wasn't the expert and I didn't know what I was doing and I need to find someone who did. So again, just realizing you're not the expert, you don't need to be, and finding people that are excellent at what they do that want to come join your team is, I think, the last critical piece that I wish someone had told me. Thank you.